Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I'm back with another video. How are you doing, Nick?
I am elevated. How are you?
I'm a little bit elevated, but not too much. But I've seen that Too Faced is getting dragged over on TikTok, so I had to come over here and rehash what kind of brand Too Faced has been and how they've treated people that they've worked with in the past. And then I want to talk about something that's currently going on where they've allegedly ripped off an indie brand. So if you guys are here for that, this is some OG drama. Stay tuned to this video. Now, I feel like the name Nikkie Tutorials is synonymous with Too Faced because inevitably every conversation that ever starts about Too Faced ends with what they did to Nikkie. I feel like
they did her so fucking dirty, it's ridiculous.
They did do her very, very dirty. And Nikkie wasn't really too vocal about it until after Jeffree Star called Too Faced out and basically put them on blast for the world to see. Jeffree Star called out Too Faced in a very big way about 5 years ago, and a lot of people may not remember this. Now, what Jeffree Star called them out for was a big deal, not only because Too Faced was being shady to Nikkie, but they were also being shady to their customers, allegedly, because the quality of the palettes that Nikkie was testing didn't necessarily match up with the palettes that they were producing and selling at the time.
I remember going into Ulta when that palette came out, and it was like the height of the beauty community, and just looking at it as someone who's not into makeup in that way, I could tell that that was like a low quality palette. And that highlighter, I knew enough about Nikkie Tutorials at the time that she was the queen of the highlight. The highlighter that came in it was literally a piece of shit. No, I'm not being mean. It was. No, it honestly was. There was no payoff when you swatched it. The palette just looked dirty.
There were a lot of videos that went around at that time of the palette being tested and the swatches just were not there. They looked terrible, and a lot of people feel like Too Faced and Jerrod Blandino specifically did Nikkie Tutorials dirty.
Well, didn't they also only pay her $50,000 knowing good goddamn well that they were going to sell a shit ton of units?
Yes.
That's
allegedly the number that they paid Nikkie Tutorials for the whole palette was $50,000.
Highway robbery is what we would call that. Isn't that what you would call that? Highway robbery? They pulled a fast one on her?
They did something.
Yes, they did.
But Jeffree Star was really at the forefront of calling Too Faced out. It's a really long Snapchat story that Jeffree Star posted talking about Jerrod Blandino, but I think it's pertinent to the story in case you haven't heard it or you don't know what's going on. So I'm going to put it in here for you guys.
Okay, I just want to come on here for a second as someone that has been buying makeup for a really long time and someone that is a fan of the brand Too Faced. Now, I know some people are not going to like this opinion because it's me, and I guess whenever it involves me, I'm not allowed to have an opinion, but hold on a sec. So recently, the brand Tarte Cosmetics put out an entire unicorn collection with unicorn brushes, lipstick, mascara, palette, everything. So I'm scrolling through Instagram right now, and the owner of Too Faced just threw major shade at Tarte Cosmetics. So this is the owner of Too Faced Instagram page. He posts a picture of his own Unicorn Tears lipstick, hashtag, there aren't unicorns in the Amazon. Oh! It's a pretty common fact that Tarte has a huge Amazon collection. Palettes, blushes, lipsticks, everything Amazon. So let's go back to the shade. Then he has to, of course, announce that it has the #1 spot as the best-selling lipstick in all of Ulta. Aw, congrats. I'll tell you what the problem here is. Who's that insecure that they have to post something that shady about another brand? And one other small problem, this is Chloe Morello, who is a huge YouTuber. This is her photo. You didn't tag her here, you didn't tag her there. And of course, 10 minutes later, after hundreds of hate comments, the picture is now off of his page. Girl, already? If you had the fucking balls to tweet that in your mansion, you should have the balls to keep it up on your motherfucking Instagram. But I'm over here scratching my head as a makeup lover and as a makeup fan, you're shading another brand so petty and gross. It wasn't even creative. It just sucked. But I guess he sold his brand to Estee Lauder, which is great. Congratulations. But you have so much money now, it's clouding your fucking judgment, fool. Wake the fuck up. Who is that delusional and dumb to think that they invented unicorn makeup? You want me to spill the real fucking tea right now? You want me to keep it really real? I literally despise the owner of Lime Crime. But you guys want some fucking facts? Who created unicorn lipstick 7 years ago, bitch? All tea, all shade. Lime Crime has had unicorn lipsticks for a long time. So Jerrod, let's come back to earth, baby. Let's come back. I'm just saying, y'all, I am so disappointed as a fan of makeup, and I'm just done supporting people who are gonna treat people like that. And I already see Twitter going ham. Focus on the subject at hand. Don't try to bring anything from the past out. Just focus on what I just said. I don't care who did unicorn what, when, where. I have a unicorn blood lipstick. Should I start suing? Girl, spare me. It's makeup. So tweet me your guys' thoughts. I just wanted to go on a little rant and just vent because sometimes a bitch needs to let out her feelings and I'm tired of the shadiness. Since people want receipts always, the owner of Too Faced, there is his Twitter, of course. This is the deleted post. Honey, you forgot that. At the end of the day, makeup is about creativity and inspiring others and having fun with art and creating. Let's go back to that. Sometimes I just want to spill the tea and let you guys know the truth about so many things I see in the beauty world, but I can't. If I could tell you the contract that Nikkie Tutorials signed for her Too Faced palette and what they did to her, you guys would fucking scream. But if she wants to talk about that one day, I will let her. They probably had her sign so many contracts and agreements that she's not ever allowed to even speak of it. But I'll tell you this, Too Faced. Keep shading brands and running your fucking mouth, and the truth will come out. But for now, I'll let you sleep. The difference between me and them, I'm not owned by a company. I'm not owned by a corporation. I own myself, and I'm always going to keep it real with you guys and share my thoughts. The truth always comes out. It might take a few months, might take a while, you never know. But bitch, when it hits, it's gonna hit hard.
Now, a lot of people had issues with Jeffree Star actually pointing this out. They said that he had no place really talking about what went on with Nikkie Tutorials because he wasn't there and he didn't know the full situation and the gravity of everything that happened, right?
I'm glad that Jeffree spoke up about that because they really did Nikkie Tutorials dirty.
Yeah, no,
like
100%.
The palette quality that was in stores was literally not what she was testing out, so it was a huge lie, not her fault to her audience and everyone else out there that was going to buy it. But also that paycheck,
yeah, it's
at that
ridiculous.
time, she was worth a lot more than that. That's shady as fuck.
Now, Jerrod Blandino doesn't own Too Faced anymore. I think that they were acquired by Estee Lauder.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of drama that surrounded Jerrod Blandino for a while, and his sister.
Yeah, just the impression that I've had of Jerrod Blandino just from seeing what's gone on with him on social media. He did that extremely tasteless Rich Lives Matter cake.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but there were a lot of people speculating that Jerrod Blandino was actually the one that was allegedly blackmailing Nikkie Tutorials and forced her into coming out and telling her story. So I don't know. Shady boots. I don't like his sister either. Like, any drama that she's ever been in
Guys, that is something that I will always remember because you could not say anything about Too Faced or Jerrod Blandino on Instagram without his sister coming to you.
Yeah.
I swear that she would just get drunk and drink a whole bottle of wine and get on the internet and reply to people and defend her brother. And she said some really nasty things back to people.
She was probably doing it from like the toilet in the morning.
Oh.
Like that's where you can do some good tweeting from the
She
toilet.
was doing something. She was sending out a whole lot of negativity.
Hey guys, I didn't think I would be coming on here so soon, but some crazy shit is going down right now and I am just in literal shock. So since this whole Jerrod and Too Faced thing has been going down over the last few days, so many people have been sending me messages and things that they've been finding. And so if you guys don't know, recently Jerrod and Too Faced sold their brand. So he's not the current owner, but he has been the owner for the last 15 years. He may not technically own the brand anymore, but he is like me where I am the face of my own brand and he is still the creative director. So I'm logging on today and I uploaded a new video to YouTube and people start sending me all these screenshots of Jerrod's own sister going crazy about me. Here is Lisa, who is Jerrod's sister. Of course, she has a quote from him on her page and this is her screen name on Instagram. Here's her going off in the comment section telling people, you can't buy Too Faced anymore. You are no longer in your life allowed to ever look at a precious piece of Too Faced. She goes on to say, if I ever see a piece in your clammy hands, I'll smack it out so hard it'll fly for miles. Now get off here and go play with your Revlon. Wow. And then she goes on to say, you need to pray for Jeffree with a fist at the end, which to me is an indirect threat. I don't know how you guys take it, but that's disgusting. And she even made an Instagram post about me, and she jokes and says that I have mental problems, which if you really think that's something to even mention is so sad. She is comparing me telling the truth to the public as a mental problem. So me exposing something that you're afraid of, that means I have mental problems. She goes on to say that no one buys my clown makeup. No one buys my makeup, huh? Huh. That's news. Is she serious? The fact that she is comparing drugstore brands to her brand being superior, telling me that I don't sell anything. I'm like, the ego on those two, the just insecurities they're projecting, the immaturity level for their age is just sad. I will never let someone take me down to their level. I will not be dragged down to the filth that they come from. I know and I respect myself more than that. You think that they would give it up for the underdog. I'm not owned by a corporation. I am a multi-million-dollar brand that has come from rags to riches, and you're upset at that? You guys, they sold their company for so much money. They'll never be able to spend the money that they've made off of their brand in 10 lifetimes, but they're mad at my hustle and my bank account? I just never imagined as someone who 10 years ago bought their first toothpaste palette would be having the owner and his sister degrade me and treat me like shit like this. It's sad. I am disappointed in them as a fan of makeup, as a beauty lover, and as a brand owner and a business owner. I am just disgusted. Their motto is own your pretty and being secure and self-love, and they're calling my brand clown makeup. I guess I just want to end this conversation by saying thank you to everyone watching this. Thank you guys for supporting me, for having my back, for buying my brand, and making me who I am. I hope that they can come back to earth and realize that money does not make you superior. You are not better than me or anyone. Hopefully someone can call those two and say, hey, put down the phone, stop making it worse for yourself, and relax and own it. Now, I've heard so many things behind the scenes the last few days, and the main issue is Nikkie's contract, and they're mad that I spoke the truth and that the truth is out there. They can't handle it. I think if they want to do the right thing, they should apologize to Nikkie for doing her dirty, and they should own up to their mistakes, say sorry, and keep it moving, and then people will support them. But I cannot support a brand that is treating me personally like this, so I will not be using Too Faced on my channel ever again. I'm good.
Well, Jeffree Star didn't just stop with this Instagram story. Now, a couple years ago when Jeffree came out with the conspiracy collection, he and Shane did this whole like infomercial, and they gave the background details to the beauty community. And Jeffree Star even spoke more at length about what happened with Too Faced and Nikkie Tutorials and Jerrod Blandino.
He accepted a deal.
Let's start with what I'm most excited for, my palette.
Where they gave her a flat fee of $50,000. And that was it. She made no money from the palettes. The brand went on to sell over $10 million of product. And probably more than that. And she got just a little flat fee and some dirt.
And this is on top of Jeffree Star putting out a whole bunch of tweets at the time about Too Faced and Jerrod Blandino. Jeffree tweeted out and said, hey Jerrod Blandino, should I expose how shady you were with Nikkie Tutorials contract, or maybe save that for another day? Like, I miss this Jeffree.
Yeah, right?
Like, where did this Jeffree go? He even said, if you guys knew the real truth behind Nikkie Tutorials at Too Faced palette collection, you'd cry for her, but I'll let her tell her story one day.
Did she ever tell her story about that? Did she ever address it?
A little bit. She didn't really go too far in depth about it. I'm going to read those tweets here. Now, this did happen before the clip that I just put in, but Nikkie did address this stuff on Twitter, and it wasn't really a long thread, but she said, I signed my contract with Too Faced back when I was naive and didn't know better. At the end of the day, I signed it. It's my own fault, but what I'll never forgive is that they allegedly changed the palette's quality behind my back. Thousands of negative reviews, and I was clueless. I had to see all those negative reviews while the palettes I had were outstanding. They lying in their videos to get views is what I was told. I don't care about the money, but I had to fight years to prove my authenticity and gain your trust again. Now, this situation is in the past. It was the biggest lesson I've ever learned, but I'm glad it brought me so much knowledge. I'm thankful for Oprah Cosmetics for showing me how it should be done. Glow babies, the future is bright. I have exciting things happening soon. And to any new influencers about to get a collab, get a lawyer and triple check that shit.
I feel like Nikkie Tutorials is always having some fight online, like not like one where she's attacking people, but just a fight online to make people believe that she's a credible source when it comes to reviews and all of that. Because I have seen so many TikToks of people calling her out. Like, you remember when Nikkie had to come onto her YouTube channel and she had to put up that system of like the little icon thing, like I got this in PR, I bought this myself, this is a paid sponsorship and all of that. A lot of people want her to implement that over on her TikTok. She's one of the ones where 9 times out of 10, if you watch one of her reviews, everything's gonna be like life-changing, it's amazing, like, oh, influencer gas.
But I will say that Nikkie has always had that kind of reaction. I think that she was doing that before the TikTokers. She's always been over the top when she introduces things. She gets super excited about them. So I don't think that that's new to her. I don't necessarily think that it's always truthful when she does it, though.
I wonder how Nikkie feels about the TikTok beauty community, just like all these other influencers that are getting called out, like Jeffree, Mandy, and Laura, that everyone thinks they're a little bit spiteful towards them. I wonder how she feels.
I don't think that Nikkie cares because Nikkie is well respected. She's just like Patrick Star. When you think of OG beauty YouTuber influencers and stuff like that, I always think of Nikkie and I always think of Patrick because their work speaks for itself, right? And I'm not trying to defend the things that Nikkie does, but Nikkie is super talented. She's one of the most talented beauty gurus in my opinion.
I wonder whatever happened to Nikkie Tutorials working with Marc Jacobs Beauty. Is Marc Jacobs Beauty even still around?
I have no idea.
I know it's not in Sephora anymore. I wonder if they're like reformulating or something to bring it back, because that bronzer and those brushes from Marc Jacobs Beauty I fucking loved.
But I wanted to give you guys all of that information before we talk about what I found on TikTok, because it seems like Estee Lauder acquiring Too Faced really didn't change anything in my opinion, because what they're being accused of now is super shady and right on par with something that you would expect from Too Faced in like 2016. You guys check this out.
I cannot believe what I have woken up to. Too Faced have copied a product that we have worked years on, working on creating the perfect formula of a tingle to put into a lip liner. There is nothing on the market that is like our plumping lip liner, and they have just copied the idea. They've taken the 6 shades, they've taken the tingly feeling, the touch of tingle that we have promoted, they've taken the wording, line fill. Are the products called plump and fill, line and fill? I cannot believe a multi-billion pound company can get away with doing this to small brands. When is it going to stop? This is not fair. I don't know what to say.
Now we've seen it time and time again. These major brands come in and they duplicate what these indie brands are doing and they take it for their own. And in my opinion, this is a direct copy.
Well, in my opinion, I don't know if they copied this person's brand at all. I'm just excited for Too Faced because they're actually coming out with something new. Because every single palette, it seems that they come out with, like, how many chocolate bars are you doing?
It's like recycled.
It's the same thing over and over again. It's crazy. Is anyone out there still excited about Too Faced and the makeup that they come out with? Can you let us know down below? No, but honestly, I don't see anybody reviewing that on TikTok or even on YouTube anymore. Like, I don't see people reaching for their chocolate palette and be like, yeah, it's great. Like,
I do feel like Too Faced did have its time because that chocolate peach palette, everybody loved that. That was like a viral sensation back in like the OG beauty YouTuber days.
I remember going into Ulta and like trying to like smell them because people said they smelled like
I did the same thing, but I feel like they keep trying to replicate that and it's just not sticking. So maybe they've switched over to just stealing from TikTok brands.
Maybe Jaclyn Hill's on the board.
Maybe Jaclyn Hill gave them an idea.
Cozy.
Maybe they saw everything going on with Jaclyn Hill and they thought maybe we'll pull a fast one. It's just super shady to me. If you can't be original and you have to copy other people's shit, why even do it?
Well, let's ask the question to everyone out there right now. Do you think that Too Faced actually copied this indie brand?
I think they
Or
did.
do you think that this lady is just looking for tits on the ant and they're coming out with something very similar?
It looked very,
It's very similar. It's very similar.
Now, after this TikTok was posted, Project Cosmetics actually did pin a comment under this. It said, "Thank you, everyone. We launched our Plump and Fill 6 shades in March of 2022. This is a direct copy of the product, and 6 shades launched after ours." And the shades, they did, in my opinion, look very similar.
They did.
And another reason why I brought Jeffree Star up in this video, because not only was he super vocal about Too Faced in the past, but other people started tagging Jeffree in this, wanting a review from him. Someone said, "At Jeffree Star, time to call them out again." And Project Cosmetics replied back and said, "Thanks, Jake. Yes, Jeffree Star." So I'm wondering if Jeffree will actually say anything.
I wonder if he will say anything, because the other day when he uploaded one of his TikToks, he was reviewing one of their blushes, I believe it was, when he was doing like the Dior one as well. And he said something along the lines of they're not under the same ownership. So maybe he's turned over a new leaf with Too Faced. I don't know. I hope that he does call them out. That would be great.
Now, when I posted my last video about Jeffree Star, I thought it was going to elicit at least some kind of reaction from him, but it seems like it's fallen on deaf ears. So I don't know, because we did see Jeffree Star come back and call out Michaela, but now I'm wondering if he just actually did that to get a rise in followers on TikTok, or if he was actually going to come back and storm the beauty community and take it over like he said he was going to do, because this does seem like something that Jeffree Star should comment on.
It would take it back to like 2017, 2018, when it was like very petty in the beauty community with like the drama that was happening and things weren't so serious. That's the vibe that it would give me, so I'm down for it. Like, call them out if you think that they actually copied. I wonder what the difference is though in price point of these. Like, how much is Too Faced versus how much is the indie brands? Because if this gets more traction and more people see this, they're gonna sell out, like, for sure.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
no
probably.
What.
There's a lot of people that look for that type of stuff and they go buy and support the indie brand just because. If you guys would like to see me like review these, I have no problem buying them. Like, not review them, but like get them to like compare them. We did go and look at Dollar Tree for the Jeffree Star knockoff palettes. We went to 2 different Dollar Trees and they didn't have them. We had our friend look in Florida before she flew out here, and she said that she couldn't find them in Florida, but I was getting comments from people saying that they found them in like Alabama and I think Louisiana. So maybe we'll run across them at some point in time. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about Too Faced? Do you still support Too Faced? Do you think that they were being shady and they actually did rip off this brand?
I just want to know if there's anybody out there that's still like running out to purchase all of the new drops from Too Faced.
I don't think so.
Like, is it too similar for everyone out there? Like, I don't know.
I feel like it's been wash, rinse, and repeat with Too Faced since like 2016. They've been going after the notoriety that they got for that like sweet peach palette. And if you guys made it this far in this video, leave me the lipstick emoji down below since we're talking about cosmetics. But aside from all of that, we hope you enjoyed this video and we will see you all on the next one. Bye guys.